structures. The result is a building that appears to defy gravity. From certain angles, the palace looks like it was balanced on the tip of the pillar. The reality is that the pillar itself is the foundation, and the building is anchored to it at multiple levels. But the visual effect remains startling. The palace contains several floors of reception rooms, living quarters, and a rooftop terrace with views across the entire valley. Water was historically delivered to the upper floors through a system of channels carved into the rock from a cistern at the base. The engineering required to provide water pressure to a building 50 meters above the valley floor in an arid climate without electric pumps remains a subject of admiration among hydraulic engineers. A palace that looks like it was placed on a rock pillar by a crane, built by people who had no cranes. The rock does the work. The architecture does the talking. And from the valley floor looking up, the question is not how they built it. It is how they looked at a pillar of rock in the middle of a valley and saw a palace inside it. Number 8. Hanging Temple, Xuankongsi, Datong, Shanxi Province, China. On the western face of Mount Heng, roughly 65 kilometers southeast of the city of Datong in northern China, a wooden temple complex clings to a vertical cliff face roughly 75 meters above the valley floor. It has been there for over 1,500 years. The temple appears to be glued to the rock. From below, the only visible support structures are thin wooden beams extending from holes drilled into the cliff face. The buildings, which include over 40 rooms connected by narrow walkways and staircases, seem to hang in midair, defying every instinct the human brain has about what should and should not remain attached to a vertical surface. According to research published by the Chinese Academy of Architecture, the temple was originally constructed in 491 AD during the Northern Wei dynasty. The builders used a construction method involving horizontal beams inserted deep into holes chiseled into the cliff face. The beams extend outward from the rock and support the floor joists of the temple buildings. The depth of insertion, according to structural analysis, is sufficient to counterbalance the weight of the structures through leverage alone. But the beams are only part of the system. Vertical stilts extend from the beams to the rock ledges below, providing additional support. According to engineers who surveyed the structure in 2012, many of these stilts are not load-bearing at all. They are decorative. They were placed there to make visitors feel more comfortable, to give the visual impression of support where the actual engineering needs none. The temple combines Buddhist, Taoist, and Confucian elements, one of the only structures in China to unite all three traditions. Its location on the cliff face was not arbitrary. According to Taoist building principles documented in period texts, the western face of the mountain is shielded from direct sunlight, rain, and